Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be playing, like I just wanted to play this, drive the Sunny D car in this game since it looks a little different, and I wanted to do it on video because I'm like that kind of guy. Like I have to have my first time doing everything saved, you know, like YouTube. I use YouTube. The reason on my previous channels, all the videos were random, like they were like all kinds of freaking, you know, my first time drinking like sparkly water or whatever, like first time drinking orange sparkly water or whatever, is because I use YouTube as a storage unit. I legit used it and still do sometimes to this day. I use it as a storage unit. Yeah, see, the only difference actually, I should have noticed this before, but yeah, the only difference actually is just, I did notice this before anyways, but yeah, the only difference is that like the Sunny D is smaller. Cause like remember on Stenhouse's car, except the one with the pink numbers obviously, but like this is, I like this because this is the way it looked like with the breast cancer awareness, the pink numbers, like except it said Sunny D 3 times on the back, but it was still small. So yeah, I like that. And yeah, this has always been my favorite car in the NASCAR games. And yeah. 188 miles an hour. If you're going 188 miles an hour at Talladega in the Cup Series, then that's a lucky number. You know why? Because the race has 188 laps. And I'll prove it to you. Actually, no, I don't have it. I have stages on, so you know, can't do that. But yeah, I really love doing this race, like with the Sunny D17 car. I don't even know where I'm starting. I'm probably starting in the outside lane. I'd honestly bet, yeah, I was gonna say I'd honestly bet some good money that I'm qualifying. That yep, there I am. I'm Chris Buescher, and I'm starting way back in the pack. It kind of feels unnatural to drive this car without it saying Stenhouse on the back. Like, you can't take Stenhouse out of this car. It's like Eric Estep said. You can't take Stenhouse out of this car. This car just said Stenhouse. Does it not? Does the Sunny D car in the Cup Series not remind you of Stenhouse? Like, honestly, if it didn't say anything, like if it's a NASCAR Authentic, and like you know the 164s that don't say the name on the back, they don't have the name banner. Oh god, this is 101 difficulty, by the way. Usually I do 105. I'm sorry guys. Usually I do 105 in this race, but this is just a little part for a video. God, wait. No, I don't even. I'm not gonna get the PS5 for some good years now, cause I don't want to burden my parents. So yeah, they better add a patch to this game. Like, nah, not even add it in the new game. They better add a patch in this game to where at super speedways the cars have super speedway spoilers. Like, I know it's not the biggest thing, you know, we could have an enhanced career mode and everything, but it's kind of hard to take this seriously doing my favorite 100% race, which is this Talladega Fall race. I can't really take it seriously when the spoilers are the same as the spoilers they run at freaking Kansas, you know? Like, they just need to add, like, it's that hard, like 704, suggestion for you, right? I barely have a problem with anything. The only two problems I have are, number one, I want the cars to be a little less stable. Actually, three things. Number one, I want the cars to be a little less stable, as in, like, if you get in front of something, like, if you pull out and pass. Oh yeah, it connects to number two. Number two is the outside lane works at super speedways. You know, like the outside lane, like you can do like what I'm pretty much just using Stenhouse, but that's because he's such a great super speedway racer. You know, like remember in the 1,000 volts 500 a couple years back, 2019, Stenhouse with 9 or 10 laps to go, he made a move. He went to the outside of DiBenedetto, then he went to the inside of Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch obviously got loose, like when Stenhouse got. But as he was going underneath him, he clipped him in the left rear. See, Kurt Busch got a little loose. So they need to implement that. Two, they need to have the outside lane work. The stability and everything, I've already told you about that. And then the last one is, you know, obviously the super speedway spoiler. Like I don't care if it looks like a drunk 4-year-old made it. Alright? We just need those 2 lines on the left and right portions of the spoilers. Okay? That's all I need. That's all I need. All I want out of a racing game is to have the wicker bill, the super speedway spoiler on the cars, right? Is that too much to ask for? All I need, just that little, those 2 little lines on the end of the spoiler, just when you go to Talladega or Daytona. I don't care about any other spoiler. I don't care about the short track spoiler. I know in real life they're puny now, but I don't care about that. They don't need to implement that. We just need the super speedway spoiler because like, slap me in the head if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure everyone's favorite thing to do in a NASCAR game is go to a super speedway. You know, go to a in career mode. Your favorite races. What's your favorite race in career mode? A super speedway race. You know, my favorite races are super speedway races. Jesus Christ. And you know why? Because number one, I can actually win them. Like, either like super speedways and road courses. The only 2 kind of tracks that I can actually win at, right? The only 2 tracks I can actually, I'm not even joking right now. The only 2 tracks I'm actually good at, road courses. So I'm part Marcus Ambrose and I'm part Stenhouse, cause like I'm more like Stenhouse than Logano because yes, I block aggressively, and Stenhouse does that a lot too. But the number one thing is the only tracks I'm actually really good at are super speedways. Like, look, it's lap 6. We've already had like what 2 cautions already. So yeah, you can pretty much tell that my strengths are super speedways and road courses, obviously, because Watkins Glen is my best track and it's my favorite track. The reason it's my favorite track isn't because I'm good at it, because it was actually my favorite track like back before I even had any NASCAR game. August 5th, 2018, I watched Chase Elliott win at Watkins Glen. That was the first NASCAR race I ever watched. And man, that's when the track became my favorite track. Like, that was a great race. Sorry, Newman. Please don't rock it. Please don't block me. If you block me, you're gonna Daytona 500. Oh no, Hamlin. You're not my draft partner, Hamlin. See, just stability issues. Like, you need to be able to have, as in, like, when you side draft, number 1, side drafting needs to be effective. Oh yeah, number 2, fix this glitch. Fix this glitch to where I've got the entire field behind me, and yet and just because someone's not my draft partner, like, there's this guy with no help, like there's this guy with no help on the outside lane. Yes, it is always on the outside lane. There's this guy with no help, and he's got all kinds of help. Another thing that needs to be, I'm just thinking of things left and right, is that, look at this. It's lap 8. If you block 1 lane, like, if I was making this video for a little bit longer, look at this. All I did was block a little bit, and the AIs are so antsy. Did you see Almirola going 4 wide in the back? Not in the back, sorry, for second. Like, the AIs are too aggressive at super speedways. And why am I saying that? Look at me. It's lap 9, and I'm like, oh, in lap 9 they're going 4 wide, and yet here I am causing them. No, but still, they need to fix the AIs being too antsy, like trying to get around you. You know, like if you do a little block like this, like, ignore the fact that Kurt Busch is in front of me, but look, like, say Chad Fincham. Look, say Chad Fincham, like, was always down the bottom, and I just slowly slid down. Like, even you can do a little sissy block, and the AIs will just go like 16 wide in the back. They need to fix that, cause like, I want to be able to block and have them still be too wide. Like, the reason I'm good at super speedway racing again is because I'm good at blocking, and because I drive RFR cars, like Roush Fenway. If I ever become popular and Roush Fenway ever watches one of my videos, I'm telling you, RFR, I'm a big fan. I want you to know that. You have a good super speedway plan, and you make it possible for me to like every driver that drives a 17. Here we go. Now I get to actually show off my blocking. Earlier I was just saying I could block. And now I can actually show it. This is my first time driving a Sunny D car in this game. And moreover, my first time driving a Sunny D car in general in a while. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. What do you want to see implemented into the game? Like, this is really just super speedway racing issues. You can't do that. I can't do that. You can't even do that in real life. Nice push. Yeah, if you're looking for a driver to root for, a non-playoff driver to root for in the Talladega Fall race, look to me. Look to Ethan Orzo. Or, like, Busher. Any one of the RFR drivers, whoever's driving a 17 car next year, root for them at super speedways. Because, yeah. Super speedway racing issues. That's what this video is. It's just pointing out the issues with the super speedway racing. In this game, it's... in a whole, it's actually one of the best parts of the game. I like how on 105 difficulty, like, if you watch a real Radman video, like, the way, I don't get how, like, no, I don't want them to do what I do. I want to be that one guy that's like, I want to be the Stenhouse guy, you know? Real Radman, he's like the Chase Elliott, you know? As in, he's the likable guy. He's like, or no, he's Ryan Blaney. He's the one, real Radman is like the one likable Penske driver. Michael Marks is like Jimmy Johnson, I mean, for obvious reasons. A mix of Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch. But yeah. I think the number one thing that needs to be implemented into the game is, like, number one, the wicker bills for super speedways. Number two, like stability, you know? Like, I don't want to be able, I don't want to be able to get a push and, like, stay 100% stable. I want it to be NR 2003-esque. You know, like, if you get a push, like, your car is going to be loose, and, like, an AI can get in the back of you, and, like, at a super speedway, like, your car can get loose, you know? It could get a little loose. It can be a handful. Pretty much, I want it to be like Michigan on expert difficulty. You know, I want super speedways to be like Michigan on expert difficulty, except it's not as loose, you know? I just want to be able to get a push and be loose. And, like, the other thing, obviously, the super speedway sport is you get side draft, and, oh, the thing that needs to, I almost forgot about the one thing that disappoints me the most. It's that it's tied into the thing about the AIs going 4 wide on lap 2. But the thing is, though, like, at the end of a race, if you guys have ever watched my streams about this game, and when I play it, like, the AIs at the end of the race, if there's an overtime, the AIs don't do anything. And, like, in the first 10 laps, like, did you see how many cautions we've had? This is the Yellowwood 500 all over again. Like, how many cautions we've had at the beginning of this race. Like, the AIs aren't aggressive enough at the end, you know? Like, they need to, that's the other thing, the one other thing that I have a complaint about. The only thing I have to complain about is, number one, we need to add super speedway spoilers. Number two, we need to be a little bit more loose. Number three, the outside lane needs to work. And number four, the AIs need to be aggressive at the end. Like, they need to be more aggressive at the end. Like, they need to be like this at the end. Like, they need to, like, AIs need to be moving all over the place. See, that was an aggressive move. But, see, AIs make stupid decisions. Why do they do that? Why do they go up high? And that's another thing that results in them going 6 wide. Well, that's another thing that results in them realistically going 3 and 4 wide. Like, see, we need to have this with, like, 10 laps to go. Sure, this is fine. See, everyone's getting down to the inside lane. This is a typical 10 laps to go thing. Then this happens with 4 laps to go. I'm not able to block that inside run by Kurt Busch. To which I respond, see, Bobby Carter got in my left rear. That should have turned me into Daniel Suarez. Not saying it should have turned me around, but it should have done, like, I'm pretty much just going to be talking about the 2019 1000 bulbs 500, like, just to make my reference easier. Remember when DiBenedetto got into Kurt Busch? It almost wrecked him. That's what that should have done right there. When Kurt Busch and Bobby Carter got into my left rear, they should have gotten me really loose. And I'm glad I'm able to fly through the feels like this, right? But I want the outside lane to work. Like, I don't want to just be able to I don't want to just be able to, like, plow my way through the field on the inside lane. I want to be able to go to the outside lane. I don't, like, blocking needs to be more realistic. You know, AIs need to be able to push you out when you're already in the lead. And it should be easier to wreck people. Like, watch this, watch this. Why'd he do that? Why'd he just, like, that's my, no. Forget everything else I said. My complaint about this game, my top 2 complaints, no, 5 complaints. 1, it's too hard to wreck the AIs. Like, no, not just the AIs. It's too hard to wreck yourself. Like, I swear, guys, I try to do blowovers a lot. Like, I've tried to recreate Rusty Wallace's flip at Talladega in this game. It took me like a good 30 tries before I even, joking, obviously, but it took me, it took me realistically about 10-15 times to actually be able to spin myself out at a high speed. Stability issues, again. Like, you should be able to spin yourself out a little easier than that. Like, sure, it can be hard if you're on normal. I was on expert difficulty, set the car all the way to loose, in practice going 205 miles an hour in the draft, and I wasn't able to spin myself out. That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Like, I don't like that. The thing that's good about this though is that, like, if you can put it on expert, and, like, the thing that's better than an NR 2003, like, you can just go into here, turn it up to expert, and then all of a sudden just spin out, you know. That should be a thing. But yeah, you should be able to spin yourself out and AIs out a little easier, more realistic. I expect to see some of these things in NASCAR 21, but yeah, 21, if it's not in the patch for NASCAR Heat 5, it darn right better be in NASCAR 21. We better have Super Speedway spoilers. And anyways, that will wrap up this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, good night.